It's Big Boy Scoop keeping YouTubers in the loop as Chelsea agreed to sell Oscar for 60 friggin' million. But before we get into Oscar, I just had to doff my hat out to Chelsea. You've once again shown you can sell salt to a slug and water to a well in the transfer market, unlike some teams who repeatedly get caught with their pants down. But damn, what happened to Oscar, man? I remember his full debut versus Juventus in the Champions League. He scored twice and the second was an absolute banger. I can't show it due to copyright infringement, but he made a team containing Buffon, Chiellini, Bonucci, Bazzagli, Vidal, Marchisio, Andrea Pirlo, who he turned, and of course his future manager Antonio Conte, look like amateurs. He was only 21 at the time, but that goal was voted as Chelsea's goal of the season. It was one of 5 Champions League goals he scored that campaign, and it fully showcased his flair. He ended that campaign on 64 appearances, the joint most with Fernando Torres and Juan Mata. And whilst he wasn't always consistent, he had shown more than enough talent. Can you believe at one point people argued over whether Hazard or Oscar were the better player? It sounds stupid in 2016, but back then it made sense. Hazard had more skill, yes, but Oscar, while skilled in his own right, had more work rate and versatility. Ironically, I feel it's that side of his game that led to Oscar not fulfilling his potential. Jose Mourinho has developed a reputation for destroying young talent, and Oscar is a prime example. He started out as an attacking midfielder who worked hard, but now he's just a hard-working midfielder. To put it crudely, he went from being dubbed the new Kaka to literally being Kaka. In April 2015, Chelsea's last title-winning season, Mourinho ripped into Oscar for a poor game. Here's a quote after Chelsea beat Stoke 2-1 in April. "I don't think he had a bad performance. I just think he was not good enough, which is a huge difference." Meanwhile, Mourinho was very positive of Fabregas, even though he was going through a poor spell of form himself. Here's what he had to say on Cesc. "When some people write that Fabregas drops his level because the number of assists are not the same, the number of assists is probably not the same because the player that he assists doesn't score. I think he's playing wonderfully well." Now, if you keep in mind that Oscar plays ahead of Fabregas and missed a very good chance in that game and he was subbed off at half time, that to me is a blatant shot at Oscar and no one else. Especially when you factor in Oscar failed to complete 90 minutes for a run of 11 games during that period. For me, this is where Oscar's career crumbled. In a title-winning season where Oscar's confidence should have been sky high, Mourinho destroyed his and probably everyone else's based on what we know happened to Chelsea last season. Whilst the likes of Costa and Hazard have managed to regain their form, to me, Oscar has never struck me as someone who is self-confident. That is not to say that introvert cannot succeed in football. Steven Gerrard, Coutinho, Kaka, and multiple others have gone on to reach their potential, whilst being extroverted hasn't helped Balotelli, Bentner or Paul Gascoigne. But for me, Oscar seems to tap to need a hand around the shoulder. Conte, whilst not as harsh as Mourinho, is not that manager, and he has clearly showed with how Oscar's been left out of the first team and now been sold. I will be very interested to see how Oscar gets on in China. He's the most high-profile player to go there, and I think it's amazing what's happening in China. But ultimately, you cannot artificially raise the profile of the league through signings alone. They need to be supported by a strong local base, and it's going to be a long time till that happens. So I'm afraid Oscar's wasted his potential. Now obviously this is a fantastic deal for Chelsea, so I'm going to close this with one simple question. Who should Chelsea sign with the Oscar money? Let me know in the comment section and I will respond. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you share and smash that like button. I'm Scoop on Football and you're awesome. You'd be even more awesome if you subscribe to me. So, what you waiting for?